My friend, something huge is shaking the NFL right now, and at the center of all the noise, all the rumors, all the late-night whispers, stands the Las Vegas Raiders. What's happening behind closed doors has the entire league on edge. A quarterback shuffle so big that insiders are calling it the move that could rewrite the future of the silver and black. But wait, before we dive into the latest breaking details, before we unpack why this situation has every executive watching Las Vegas, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss the latest Raiders news. Alright, let's move straight into the new update. The truth is, the Raiders' quarterback situation has reached a boiling point. The experiment with Geno Smith was supposed to stabilize a position that has haunted the franchise for years, but instead, the season has turned into another frustrating cycle of inconsistency. Inside the building, confidence has faded. Outside, fans can feel the urgency. That urgency is exactly why a new name has exploded across league conversations. Kyler Murray. Yes, that Kyler Murray. Former number 1 overall pick. Electric talent. Massive contract. And now, for the first time, a legitimate trade option. Arizona's internal discussions have made one thing clear. Murray's chapter with the Cardinals is closing fast, and they're quietly preparing to move on. That has opened the door for one team in particular, the one desperate to fix the most important position on the field, the Las Vegas Raiders. Inside the Raiders' front office, the debate is fierce. Murray brings more dynamic ability than Smith, no question. But he also comes with a massive price tag and the kind of blockbuster trade cost that could drain crucial draft capital. The Raiders must now decide, is Kyler Murray the spark that finally delivers long-term stability, or just another risky gamble in a position the team can't afford to get wrong again? One thing is certain, this story is far from over, and the Raiders are officially in the thick of it. But even with Kyler Murray's name floating around the league, the Raiders know this move isn't guaranteed to fix everything. Murray's history is complicated, flashes of brilliance mixed with injuries, inconsistency, and long stretches where he simply hasn't looked like a franchise-changing quarterback. And that creates real hesitation inside Las Vegas. Because the truth is this, the Raiders can't afford another gamble that sends them right back into the same cycle. While other teams around the league are also dealing with quarterback chaos, the situation in Las Vegas is different. The Jets have their own problems. The Browns have their own long-running struggles. But the Raiders are operating with urgency. Their decisions aren't just about surviving 2026. They're about reshaping the identity of the franchise right now. And that's why bringing in an expensive, injury-prone quarterback who hasn't consistently delivered elite play makes the conversation so intense within the organization. The Raiders must weigh every angle carefully: the cost in draft picks, the cap hit, the long-term impact, and whether Murray truly fits what this team is trying to build. But while the quarterback spotlight is blindingly bright, there's another issue rising fast inside the building, one that directly affects the offense's future. Because if the quarterback situation still feels uncertain, rookie Ashton Jeanty has suddenly become one of the most important players in the entire organization. His development, his workload, and his ability to carry the offense have become topics of constant discussion. The Raiders invested heavily in him, and now the question is whether he can become the kind of player who transforms the offense no matter who lines up under center. And my friend, inside the facility, that question is becoming just as urgent as the search for a new quarterback. Now, my friend, as the noise around the quarterback situation keeps the league buzzing, another storyline inside the Raiders facility is gaining just as much attention: the rise, struggle, and uncertain future of rookie running back Ashton Jeanty. As the 2025 season winds down, Jeanty has delivered moments that made fans jump out of their seats, and moments that reminded everyone he's still adjusting to the brutality of NFL football. The Raiders drafted him to be the future of their backfield, a playmaker, a spark, a cornerstone. But the reality of his rookie season has been far more complicated. Despite the hype, Jeanty's numbers didn't match the expectations that came with his draft position. Averaging around 75 yards per game and finishing with just 8 touchdowns, his production left many inside the building questioning whether the offense was supporting him properly, or if Jeanty simply wasn't ready to carry the load yet. A big part of the issue traced back to the chaos surrounding the offensive system. Early in the season, the Raiders made the decision to move on from offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, whose scheme never aligned with Jeanty's strengths. The running game stalled. The offense felt disconnected. And Jeanty became one of the biggest victims of that mismatch. Now the responsibility falls on Greg Olsen, serving as the interim coordinator, to unlock the version of Jeanty the Raiders believe they were drafting. The coaching staff knows the pressure is mounting. The fanbase is waiting. And Jeanty himself understands that the next few weeks could define his role in 2026. And with a physical, high-stakes showdown against the Denver Broncos in Week 14, the stage is set. This isn't just another game. It's a test of whether Ashton Jeanty can rise to the challenge and prove he belongs as a key piece of the Raiders' future. The challenge awaiting Ashton Jeanty in Week 14 couldn't be tougher, because the Denver Broncos own one of the fiercest, most unforgiving defenses in the entire NFL. They punish running backs, swarm the gaps, and rarely give up explosive plays on the ground. And Jeanty has already felt that pressure once this season. In their first meeting, he battled hard but finished with just 63 yards on 22 carries. A touchdown softened the numbers, but overall, Denver kept him in check. And now, with the Broncos still ranked as one of the best run-stopping units in football, Jeanty walks into a matchup designed to test every part of his development. If there's one area where he's shown promise, it's in the passing game. His ability to leak out of the backfield and make plays in space gives the Raiders another weapon when the run game stalls. But even that won't come easy here. Denver's linebackers are disciplined, fast, and rarely allow running backs to do damage through the air. So Week 14 becomes more than just another game. It becomes a defining moment. A chance for Jeanty to prove he can produce even when the deck is stacked against him. Or a reminder that he still has a long way to go before becoming the offensive centerpiece the Raiders hoped for. And all of this unfolds while the franchise faces its biggest question of the offseason. Should Las Vegas make an aggressive move for Kyler Murray, or stay patient, keep their draft capital, and use the 2026 draft to find a long-term leader at quarterback? These decisions, Jeanty's trajectory, the quarterback dilemma, the overall direction of the offense, are converging at the same moment. This week's performance won't answer everything, but it will shape the conversation inside the Raiders building. The spotlight is on Ashton Jeanty. The pressure is real, and the outcome could influence how the Raiders build their future.